I have to talk about the files again. I'm sorry. But like I said, it's a big part of exposing what's been going on for so long. It's a big part of the shift we're in, which causes the corruption to come down. And again, if you can't handle the things in it, you don't have to do that to yourself. You know stuff happened, all right? And that's all you need to know. I'm not telling you not to read it. If you want to read it, just know if you're an empath, it's difficult you can't just read it. You will take that on. Do you know what I mean? So just use your own discretion. But we have to talk about it again. So obviously more things are going to come out. More revelations, and they'll be shocking and infuriating. Quite obviously. See, I can't even talk about it without feeling things, and this is why I suggest you don't. But the big part of it is that they're going to reveal how the system actually works and how deep this goes. It's going to expose the deeper levels of corruption and how capitalism has intentionally harmed humans and the planet. Intentionally. Literally, as I'm saying that, I don't know if anybody has ever seen the old movie Soylent Green. That's what flashed through my head. Soylent Green, they're eating people. But there's a lot of hidden truths, secret origins, and a lot of human abilities that have been kept from humanity, and that's all going to be revealed. And it's going to lead to, disclosure about, like I said, how things are running. The fact that the CIA has known about, people's ability to see things and feel things, that they were, working with mind control, that they, know about extraterrestrial connections and all these other life forms. But these revelations, while initially are shocking and kind of destabilizing, it's a pathway to the liberation and to the new earth where humanity can live, honestly, healthy, have financial freedom and safety. This is how we break free from all this, right? You have to have it crumble down so you can build back up. And like I always say, that's the same with your own personal life, and it's the same on the world stage. It has to come down to build it back up. So while it's heavy and dark and sad and scary, it has to happen. It's better for it to be exposed and come down than to continue on. This is how you have to shift your perspective, right? It's all coming out for the best. This has to stop. So again, these truths are going to come out, and while initially it's shocking, ultimately it's going to unite humanity and unlock our true potential. I'm sorry. And I just spoke with someone a couple hours ago about how I literally tried to stay away from politics, but I can't anymore because it's part of the shift. It's part of the bringing down the structures. And so what I am getting that I just talk about what my guides tell me to talk about, okay? I'm sorry. If not, I'll say it's my opinion. I have to talk about the testimony of Pam Bondi. And how the performance is very, very typical of Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. She is clearly cornered, and she is in so deep, right? So she is compelled to lash out rather than answer questions or be truthful because she knows she's in so deep. If you watch the videos, again, if you're a super empath, maybe you don't want to because it will be infuriating. But if you've watched it, this is why the behavior is happening. She's in too deep. She can't answer these things. Compromise is very, very real. If you notice, I'm sorry I have to get political to explain this, but if you notice, when the current Oval Office occupant started running, there were people that were very much against him. And then overnight, they became diehard supporters. Because this is the way he operates. And it's not just him. There's people above him that started it. But this is what they do. They find dirt on people and they blackmail them. And this is what happens, and she is in that same boat, right? She is trying to save herself, and she does not know how. Yeah, they just keep highlighting, she's guilty, she's guilty, she's guilty. So despite any frustration or anger you may feel watching those proceedings, this public display serves as a sign to the rest of us to see the behavior. In your own daily life, you know what that behavior means. It means the same thing with this person. This is still a person. This is still a human. So if you watch the humans in your life, this is the same thing. We tend to not think that because they don't seem human. They're on TV. We don't know them. They seem like a character. They're humans, right? If you're not guilty of anything, you answer questions. The key thing they keep showing me is like, watch the world stage through the eyes of your personal life. If you see humans behave a certain way in your life, these are humans. They're doing the same thing. Does that make sense? It shows that the Department of Justice protects criminals. It literally will show that now. Before, you may have got little flickers of it, but then, we keep them busy, so they lose track of everything, and now it's like exposing all this. This is all part of it. This is all this exposure is positive because it shows the bigger picture. And while some people will remain in the brainwashing, which, hey, I am not judging anyone. We've all been in our own brainwashing. But some will remain there. But a growing number of people, including some people who were asleep to all this recently, they are all waking up to the truth about not just this administration, but the corruption of the government as a whole, the world as a whole, the quote-unquote ruling class on the entire planet. I don't know why the focus right now is on Pam Bondi. Maybe because it just happened. I don't know, but they just keep showing me clips of what she was doing. But someone has some kind of leverage. Someone has some sort of dirt on her. And she is cornered. They're almost making me feel bad. That this person is in a horrific position. Such a bad position that they would have to perjure themselves. You almost got me feeling bad. Not quite yet. But whatever it is, it has to be so bad that this person would choose to lie to Congress to perjure herself. Like that was the lesser of two evils. Do you know what I mean? And when you see it in that aspect, you kind of feel like, geez, what kind of trouble are you in? However, I feel like if you've done something so horrible that these people can hold it over your head, I don't really feel that bad. Sorry. That is my opinion. That is not my guide's. See, I told you I'd tell you. But again, your job is to hold your light. How do you hold your light? Try to rise above it. Keep your energy as clear as you possibly can. Hold space for these people, because people who have been struggling with their cognitive dissonance, they're going to come around. And it's going to be... Have you ever had that moment? You must have, where you realize everything you thought was real wasn't real. And that's what these people are going to experience. It's crazy. I just had that conversation again with somebody just a couple hours ago. So I'm getting in like 20, 28, 29, something like that. The idea of reading energy or remote viewing, those kind of things are going to be more accepted. And a lot of people, when we say like a lot of people's gifts are developing quickly, this is part of it, because there's people, and dare I say people who are listening to this, that will be involved in some way of the only way I can explain it, because again, some of these things I see don't exist yet, so I don't really know how to explain it, but the closest thing I can get to explain it is like, if you ever heard of like a missing persons case working with a psychic or something, there's going to be more of that, because again, this whole system is crashing and we have to build a new one, and the new one is more energetic, more spiritual. Whether they realize they're doing that or not, they're going to understand that, hey, maybe these people aren't crazy. Maybe we should listen to them. I keep getting that, like 2028, 2029 is really highlighted, where people are going to, I don't know if that means you're going to be involved in like missing person cases, but they're going to actually listen to people who can read energy, can remote view, however you identify, being psychic, being a medium, whatever that is, working with but it's not a government. I don't know if that's because the new system isn't like the system we have now. I keep getting that, like the way they would work with remote viewers or psychics for missing persons case, something like that. And somebody, at least one person listening, is going to be involved in something like this. Along with that, things coming out that government agencies like CIA or whatever, coming out with, it's good and bad. How they had studied remote viewers and psychics and energy readers, like way back in, I'm getting like 50s and 60s, but also some work they did in like mind control. Dare I say, information coming about, if you've ever heard of Gwen Towers, which I'm convinced there is an active one in my hometown. I have been for a long time. I know there is a Gwen Tower there. They claim it hasn't been used since World War II, but I think they use it now. But I'll leave that alone. Let me say, right now it is Saturday night at 10:40 p.m. Friday and Saturday were really, really heavy. I don't know if you felt it. It was very heavy for me. And about 20 minutes ago, I literally felt the shift. Like, I'm laying on my side. I didn't want to move. Everything felt so heavy. And I literally felt the air around me get lighter. So hopefully you guys are feeling this shift too. I just want to tell you, you're gonna get a little reprieve. I don't know how long it's gonna last. They don't seem to last very long anymore, but you're gonna get a reprieve. And let me say this as well. Things were really, really dark, like I said, Friday and most of today, Saturday. And when I get flustered with my guides all the time. And so they put me back in my place. And I said, like, there's never a break. Why is it so heavy? It's so heavy nonstop. And they reminded me of an argument I was making about a week ago. Sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but at this point, it is what it is. When people were mad about the Super Bowl halftime show. And my argument was just like, why does everything have to cater to you? Everything isn't about you. Let other people have their moment, blah, blah, blah. And that is what my guides told me. Everything isn't about me. I'm not always going to be comfortable. Energy shifts have to come in from other people. They have other things to learn and adjust to and blah, blah, blah. I can't expect that I'm always going to be comfortable. I don't know if that helps, but that's what they told me, and it helped me a little bit. So let me just get that out there. Okay. Ooh, who is this? Nope, actually, I think, although, as always, it can be for multiple people, this is for the person that I always say, I think I'm talking to you during Sunday service. And we just did a call on Friday, so I think this is for you. So I felt like this bolt, this like lightning bolt, bloop, like something just strikes me. And it is, I believe, a masculine figure, that something just strikes them suddenly. Before this happens, there's some anxiety. Like, I'm literally like seeing somebody pacing and like bringing their fingers, and really intense anxiety and like regret over things I did to you. Or even realizing I didn't think I did things to you, but they affected you. Maybe I didn't recognize that before. Pacing, and then something hits me like lightning. And all of a sudden, yeah, it's like now I see like how immature I was, how even though I didn't think I did things to you, I now see they affected you. And there may have even been some conversations where like you were explaining, you know, how they hurt you and they didn't get it. They're like, but I didn't do anything to you. And now they're like, oh, but it affected you. Specifically about how they treated you. Your guides are saying that you are viewed as wise and aware of this person's actions. But that you've stayed like a consistent for them. You kind of leave the door open. You let them know the door is open. And there's some way that you're sort of transmitting the message to them that like, if this is coming back around, it needs to be now, without pressuring them to do that. That seems to be important. Like you're not pressuring this person, but in some way you're also making them aware, like, all right, it's time. And even though this person might kind of be silent right now, they're isolating and they're deep in thought. There's something, they're becoming aware of the importance of this moment. That it has to be now. I have to apologize. He's becoming really aware of his immaturity and how it led to, I was going to say how it led to betraying you. There's some unspoken thing, like I said, like you're not pressuring this person, like it has to be now, but there's some unspoken thing where both people are aware of the situation, are aware that like the time is now, without having to like communicate that to each other. And they're saying you have no more moves to make. It's entirely up to this masculine to take action. He is aware of this like unspoken message. They're showing me that in the past, this person, their mind is very like fragmented, scattered, all over the place, anxious. But that it stems from like, I'll just say they're showing me like a double life, a dual life, hiding things, maybe even from themselves. But how do I say this? I'm hiding things from you. I'm hiding things from other people. I'm this person when I'm in this group. I'm this person when I'm in this group, leading like different lives. And that was contributing to the pain that this person caused.